really address it, so I just wanted to try to get your response to President Putin, back on Russia, President Putin's comments, I think now last week, saying that the U.S. was not respecting Russia's red lines, and there have been other Russian officials complaining that U.S. activity has been threatening and intimidating strategic bomber runs near Russia's airspace, exercises in the Black Sea. Do you want to just comment on this? I mean, does Russia have any legitimate grounds to be feeling aggrieved or intimidated by military exercises by the U.S. and NATO? And what's your response to the claim that we are coming dangerously close to Russian red lines?
Well, my colleague at the Pentagon, I'm sure, can give you more details on certain military exercises that are taking place. As you know, our exercises are routine and defensive in nature. What I can tell you, and I can't speak to any red lines that Mr. Putin or the Russian Federation may have, I can tell you that what we do, whether it is in Eastern Europe, whether it's in the Indo-Pacific, whether it's in our hemisphere, is that we stand up for the rules-based international order. That, to us, is what is important. And there are a number of precepts that fall within that, including a very fundamental point, and that is that big countries cannot bully the small ones, that borders are not to be crossed, not to be violated, that international waters are available for free navigation by all countries. These are the basic fundamental properties of the rules-based international order. That's what we're standing up for. That's what we're defending. It is not that we have our sights on any particular country. It is that we are doing everything we can, together with our allies, together with our partners, to reinforce the system, the rules-based system and international order that has worked to the mutual benefit, mutual prosperity, security of the international community for the past 70 years or so. That is what, whether it's Ukraine, whether it's Russia, whether it's the Indo-Pacific, that we are undertaking. Sure.
From the Biden perspective, administration perspective, what would be a positive outcome of the Vienna talks on Monday?
Well, as you know, we have been encouraging the resumption of talks for months now. There was a good amount of progress. In the previous 6 round of talks, there has been a multi-month pause in those talks in Vienna since the new government in Iran was installed. So it is our hope that the new government in Iran shows up in Vienna and ready to negotiate in good faith to build on the progress that had been achieved in the previous 6 round of negotiations. We continue to believe that a mutual return to compliance with the Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action, it is the best, it's the most effective means by which to reapply those permanent and verifiable restrictions on Iran's nuclear program permanently, preventing Iran from obtaining a nuclear weapon. A previous Iranian government had also calculated that the JCPOA and the formula that it brings to the table, a permanent and verifiable halt to certain nuclear activities in return for an easing of certain sanctions, was a recipe that was in their interest as well. So we hope that this Iranian government, at the very least, shows up in Vienna ready to take part in those discussions with the other members of the P5+1 in good faith and seeking to build on the progress that we had made previously in those prior rounds.